Yeah! I am still going. Got another 19 left to do after this. So we're in for a long run here. Oh, what's this weird looking green beast hanging around my neck? What it is a Switch Wild One. Switch were a brand that was launched at the 2003 Summer NAMM, and they are one of Trevor Wilkinson's offshoot companies, using some of Trevor Wilkinson's designs. They're made in China, and the really unusual thing about these guitars is the fact that they were constructed using mostly man-made materials. Now, that's not a first by any means. People have been using polymers and carbon fibre, etc. to make guitars since the 1970s, but this one is made from a resin known as, well, the trade name is Vibracell. The theory being that this resin has got a set of resonant properties similar to wood. The entire body and neck are cast from a single piece of this resin, and the only piece of wood on the entire guitar is the fingerboard, which is a piece of rosewood. There's a fairly standard truss rod, set of machine heads that are unbranded, presumably some Chinese Goto lookalikes. A single own brand pickup. This is the lowest end model from the Switch series. This particular Wild series was available in a whole variety of colours. They had green, red, white, black. They also had one that was sort of faded from bright yellow through to crimson via orange through the entire body. There are a whole bunch of other guitars in the Switch series as well. They had one called the Oscar, which was more like a Les Paul shaped guitar, but in all of these cases they all had, see there's contouring on the body there, which is intended to make it more ergonomic in operation. And it does actually work. I mean, you've got a very nice wrist rest here, which puts the hand in a very ergonomic position for playing. It's strong neck through body. There's no trem on this model. I believe some of them did have trems. And it's got a single own branded Switch pickup here. The only things not original on this guitar are the pickup mounting screws, because when I bought it, one of these screws had gone missing, and I was able to find one that matched in a local hardware store, but it was silver. I couldn't find a black one, so this has actually got Sharpie. I used two of the hardware store screws to get the pickup mounted properly again, and they're both coloured in with a Sharpie so they don't bling out from the pickup ring. I've got it strung with 9s, no reason why it shouldn't be strung with heavier gauge strings. And I bought this guitar just as a curiosity. I found it in a local Cash Converters. For those of you who don't know Cash Converters, they're a sort of used and remainder stock store selling second-hand goods and bankrupt stock and that sort of thing. And it was, if I remember correctly, 650 ringgit, which is about 120. Well, then was somewhere in the region of $190 US. Now is somewhere in the region of $120 US. As the ringgit continues its downward spiral. So you've got a coil tap on the pickup and just a single volume and tone. So as usual, I'll run through the tones. Good old A minor chord. That's with the coil tap off. Now I'll tap the coil. Not much more to be said, is there? Tone control's got a fairly good sweep. And for once, the volume, the vagaries of the Malaysian climate and guitars, the volume and tone on this are one of the cheapest guitars I've ever bought here, have of course survived without problems. It's got doesn't discriminate on price, does the Malaysian Climate. It just attacks guitars randomly. It's quite light. It's quite a horrible colour. I actually bought it in part because at the time when I got this in early 2005, my youngest two kids, who were twins, they just got to the crawling and toddling around the house stage, so of course nothing under a height of 6 foot off the floor was safe. But I wanted a guitar to keep in the living room that I didn't really care about, so this was it. Which is why it's got quite a few scratch marks on the back from when one of my daughters decided it was really fun to batter it on the stand it was hanging from, and so it used to swing backwards and forwards. So what does it sound like with a bit of dirt? Well, I was murdering an old UFO intro on the start of the video, but here we are, back on the Crunch channel. Taking it to crazy lead territory. So there you have it. Switch Wild One. Switch actually went out of business in about 2006. You can find quite a few of these guitars if you look around online, and there is a website up at the moment that implies that they were going to relaunch the company sometime this year, but it doesn't seem to have happened. But yeah, a bunch of investors seem to have bought out the brand name of the patents in China, and we're going to get the factory going again. But it doesn't seem to have got anywhere. But yeah, they've got a little bit of a following online. People like the essentially bomb-proof construction. I mean, this thing doesn't react to climate change much. Once you've got it set up, it's solid. You can throw it in the back of the car. It can sit there at 70 degrees, 90 degrees, and then you can take it into the gig and it's not going to go crazy on you. You're not going to see the neck warping or anything. So yeah, there's a following from that, and they had a few of the models that had synth pickups on and things like that. So if you can find one of those Oscars with the synth pickup option, then it's a cheap way to get into guitar synthesis if you want to go that way. But yeah, I'd recommend you look one of these up if you want something a little bit different. Not in this colour though. Anyhow, cheers then. See you later.